In this video, we're going to look at building a simple MVC application structure so you can start building your application in this style. So MVC stands for Model View Controller, and it's an application pattern or a programming pattern that basically allows you to separate your views from your models, which update and give you data basically, and the controllers will handle that data from the models and update the view. It does sound complicated, but it's a nice way of working, and most frameworks now will use this structure. So let's take a look at how this works. You can see I'm within the public directory. This would just be the equivalent of just landing on your domain or something like that. So public directory is just the root directory. At the moment, what it's doing is it's rendering out the home index view, or the home index controller, and that's rendering out a view here. So this is the view coming from the home index controller. Home is the controller and index is the method within that. So don't worry if that doesn't make too much sense now. It will make sense by the end of this series. Now what we can actually do is specifically access different controllers and different methods within those controllers. So I can explicitly define here I want to access the home controller and the index method. If I get rid of this, it still works out the same way. It will just render index by default. And home is actually the default controller as well. Hence, when we land on the index here, or the root directory, it automatically gives us this. Now we can also pass in parameters, and you can see here that I've got this, Alex is happy. This is just two parameters that are passed down, so I can actually choose a different parameters. Now I've only got two here, parameter 1 and 2, but I can change this as well, and that would just update the variables that are passed to the view. And obviously these are accessible in the controller as well. So just taking a look at the source code, this is the htaccess, by the way. This just handles the ability to have them short URLs. We've got inside of this app folder, remember we've got the index.php file inside here. This is the bootstrap file. This basically just creates a new app. We've got controllers, we've got our home controller here, and you can see here that we've got index. This takes a name and a mood, like we've already seen. We've got default values. It grabs a user model, just as an example. This doesn't actually do anything useful, but then we render a view using this view. So we're going to be building all of this from scratch, so it'll be your very own skeleton to this. Inside of models, we've got this user model which just allows a public name to be set. We're just doing that here just as an example. And inside of views, we've got our home index view, which is what we could see earlier. So you can see here data name and data mood. That's how it's passed in basically. So you can go ahead and add additional controller methods here. So let's do this now. So let's say call this test. Now I'm just going to echo out test. You wouldn't normally echo out values from this controller, but I can now access home test, and that will then do that for me. So this is extremely useful, and you may have worked with MVC frameworks before, but now's the chance to build your own. So we'll be doing this within the series, so the next thing is setting everything up.